Okay.
Oh my.
Take 2. So we're having some technology issues, and we are so grateful that you guys are staying with us and that you keep looking for when we pop up on the news feed. I'll just quickly summarize where we're at. We've got Tara Geraghty-Ellis here today, and we have been chatting about coral and indigo and how we together make what's called the wish bottle.
Yes,
and coral is all about expansion, visibility. So we started speaking about your book, and you're a public speaker and what's happening with that. Yes. And then for the audience, this is just a quick summary. Where we did the first take was we're literally on take 2 now, maybe take 5, we don't know. The audience, remember, you've got to pick 1, 2, or 3, and at the end of the show, we're going to give you a color message for the week. So, my darling, you said your book is called
Visible and Empowered.
Visible and Empowered.
Fabulous. And it's all about how can we, as people who have been labeled with disabilities, take control and own our own brilliance.
Own your own brilliance. That's a hashtag moment. Own your own brilliance.
Because everybody is born with brilliance.
Yes.
I don't care what your packaging is, what that looks like. Yeah. Everybody has a nugget of brilliance, and it's just a matter of finding it and running with that. And we all, as a community, have to bond together to make each of us stronger and each of us shine more brightly.
Yes, and of course the whole way of working as an entrepreneur these days is to bring communities together.
Exactly.
And you're not on your own individually, just out there doing your thing. You do it together.
Right.
Yeah, and I love that you've done a book because you have such a fabulous story. Because I saw you for the first time and met you in person for the first time at the Dynamo Speakers event, and you actually came third.
Yes, I did.
Well, congratulations! You won a third in a speaking competition
of 20 people.
That's very good. That was beautiful, and I loved watching you. I loved your story. I loved how you presented yourself, and I thought to myself, that woman has a book in her. So when I saw on Facebook the other day, you'd actually started, you've got this book and it's going, and it's now going to be in your hands in a couple of days, or
it's going to be in my hands. The author's proof is going to be in my hands within the next week and a half.
Fantastic.
So I'm super stoked about that, and I'm looking at a release date.
Because I've done an author. I'm an author myself. I've written books, right?
Yes.
So what did you find writing a book has done for you personally? Has it changed something about you because you've written a book?
I've become a completely different person.
Wow.
I've literally become a different person. I think more broadly. I've become a more empathetic person. Mm-hmm. I've become a little bit more of a collaborator than I used to be. And I've become more patient because this process takes a long time. At least it did for me, because I had to take a break when my dad passed and when my dad got sick prior to that. So, it's just, it takes a lot of tenacity to write a book.
I know you called Tenacious Tara on some
That's
of your
right.
Facebook lives that you do.
Hashtag Tenacious Tara.
Excellent. So on the Magenta show, the new season 4 format, we would like to help you resolve an issue, answer some questions through the language of color, right?
Right.
So we would like to offer you that as well. So what would you like? What would you like us to chat about using the colors?
Love that. Right now, my whole world is about business building, business expansion, impact. How do I impact my community, my world, the world? And so that's really what I'd love to know a little bit more about. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I'd like you to do is to have a look at the wall of bottles behind you. And then I want you, let's first just get a sense of where you're at right now as a businesswoman and author.
Okay.
All right. So soon to be published. It's happening. It's really happening.
It's really happening.
So I would like you to have a look at the bottles behind you and then just feel the one that says this is Terra. This is Tenacious Terra.
Okay.
Which one mostly says this is you? And it can be any of the bottles up there. And you point out and I'll get it for you. Wowza. Alright, pop that on the lighting box. So, Terra, that one is G33 and it's called the Tree of Love. And actually this is really very, very, very positive and just portends huge success for you. Because what happens with the Tree of Love is it says that everything you're currently doing with your book and your business, the roots are firmly embedded in the earth. And it's being fed with the soil of love. It's a love vibration that comes up. So I love this because it says that your book that's going to go out there, and it says that the business you're planning or whatever you're going to be doing around the business, it is rooted in the energy of love.
Yeah.
Does that feel good?
It does, and it feels authentic to me. Yeah. Because it's not about hating on anybody. It's not about the negativity. It's about people, and it's not even about focusing on the struggle, because so much of what I read on social media these days focuses on the struggle.
And the blame game. Somebody else is to blame, yeah.
And somebody else is to blame, or I feel stuck, and all of that is real to a point from that person's perspective. Yeah. But when you open it up to love and expansion, it's really about, there are so many ways that we can be so much more than the sum of our illnesses. Yes. And the sum of our pains. Yes. And if we just try to reach out and collaborate with other people and focus on the good, focus on being grateful for what is, whether it's just opening our eyes in the morning.
Yes.
Like,
and that's very much what your book being called Visibility and Visibility and
visible and empowered.
Yeah, visible
and empowered.
Yeah. I wondered, did you ever think of calling it Visibility and Empowerment?
Yes.
Linking it with ability?
Well, it's able.
Oh, able, okay.
So it's not visible, it's able.
Yeah, we're going to ask Shannon, who's our producer, to make sure you see how the spelling is highlighted and lettering and how you decided to go with it.
Because I wanted to focus on the able and empowered.
Yeah.
But with the
ability.
With the focus on be visible for your abilities, not be visible for your impairment, not be visible for your struggle. Yeah. Don't come out to the world as your suffering self. Yeah. Become the strong, empowered self. Excellent. That you are.
All right, so what do we want to do? Where do you want to take it? So pick a bottle.
Okay.
And let's see, where do you want to take this message of yours?
Okay.
So have a look at them.
I always just go to the first one that
That's the best way to do it.
Says yes.
All right. So that one is, again, the same as this one. It's got magenta at the bottom, and that's got the platinum on top. That's got silver on top, the G33. So this is G21, and it's called the Beloved. So it's another one of those lovey-feely bottles. But what I really love here is platinum, again, is a message about visibility. But platinum also is linked to sound therapy. It is linked to meditation. It is linked to kind of your spirituality, zoning out and and just being in a quiet space. So I really feel that a way forward with this is to allow your spirit to guide you, which I think you're already doing, is to just guide the process for you as well. But I love that you've got the magenta underneath both of those colors, because it says that everything that's carrying now it's literally is God carrying you. The universe, the soul, I don't know, whatever you call it, whatever you call your kind of religion or spirituality, but it's literally God carrying you and holding you, and it's all been divinely ordained. So this whole book, this whole business, it's meant to be. But the number 21 on top is actually quite nice, because 21 is I always say, it's like a key to a door. And it's like you can open up, you're going to be opening up doors, not only for your own business, but I think it's going to impact other people as well. And I kind of want you to pick another bottle, and we're going to see who it's going to impact.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah. Who is going to have a key, and that's going to help them?
Okay. I don't know why, but this one.
So that one is copper at the bottom. I'm just going to, don't want to mess with your thing.
Sorry.
I just want to lift it up so that camera can pick it up, all right?
Sure.
So it's copper at the bottom, and it's pink at the top. And this one it's G4 in the color mirror system, and 4 talks about foundations being laid, and the copper underneath is about a concrete foundation, solid foundation, so people can move forward. And pink is to help people to forgive. So it's we would hear a little chat about the wounded inner child that we kind of work and heal with, because you did a boot camp with me. So
there you
About
go.
that archetype, right?
Yep.
So it's about helping them to forgive and to move past the wounds of their childhood, to firmly have the 4 corners of that copper foundation laid in, so that they can move on. Because a lot of people don't move on because they've never forgiven, or they blame. So if maybe they're disabled because they were in an accident, maybe they're disabled because something went wrong in the pregnancy. Right. So there's somebody to blame for who they are. And instead, what your book is going to do and what your business is going to do is to say to them, okay, so you kind of have to move beyond that. Very similar to what you just said earlier. And the G4 says that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to move them into forgiveness and love.
I love that, because that's what I aim to do in my coaching.
Yeah. So
when I coach people, I aim to move them to a place of identifying who they are past all of the bitterness, all of the blame, all of the who done what to who, and why am I like this, and I can't, to a place of identifying their strengths, identifying their core goals and their core vision for life, which can be as expansive as they want.
Yeah, and the kind of the words that are popping in now, because I really wanted to hone in on who is your client, who's your reader, who's your who's going to benefit from your business, and it's like a headline line that popped up in my head here that says, do you still feel terrible about your life and what's been done to you and who you are? Move on. It's kind of
That's right.
It's like this, because you have that real energy when you
That's
with
right.
your lives as well. You're saying move on. It's that whole find out. A lot of the clients are going to be in, and you need to target them and find out who are still kind of stuck. Yeah. And in their despair and in their blame game,
right,
and have not forgiven, because they're the clients. They're the ones that you're going to uplift and move forward.
Which, I mean, could be anybody. Yeah. Could be anybody who feels that they feel stuck. They feel that they're not moving forward because of whatever, and they're here, but they want to be here.
When we did the boot camp and we were looking at some of the major patterns that come up, we had the saboteur, we had the victim, we had the wounded child, and we had the prostitute, the one that lacks faith. Which was the one on the workshop that you really identified with?
From various perspectives, the wounded child and the victim.
And that's exactly what that bottle says you're going to be working with.
Yes.
So you will be using all the gifts that you've experienced and what it feels like to have had wounds, what it feels like to be in a cycle of victimhood, that somebody else has power over me, to claiming your own power, to forgiveness.
Right.
And really that is a lot what this G4 pink and copper bottle is about. And that's who you're going to help, because you've done it for yourself.
Because one of the things that I've come to realize is, and I'm just talking here about, for example, parents, doctors, therapists, whatever. They all come from their own perspective. And you've got to take everything that they give you with a grain of salt, and really know who you are as a human being and stand in your place. So often people get lost in the shuffle between everybody else sort of hovering over, and my growth has been really establishing my place in the world and going, okay, that's your perspective, I get it. That's where you come from, either through training or through your upbringing or through whatever. I'm taking what's helpful to me and running with it. And this is what I believe. And this is what's helpful to me right now.
And that is so empowering, because there's no victim in that at all. There's just this, I am the power in my life.
That's right.
Yeah, and clearly the power you have found in your life is that magenta, which is God's love. It's the color of God's love. It's the color of divine love, and that's your carry. That's carrying you, and that's moving you forward. So, have you got questions for me about your business that we can help to answer through the lens of color? Something else you want to know?
My question is always very, well, I have a very fickle question in terms of, I'm always wondering, when is actual monetary stuff going to come to me?
This is not a fickle question. This is very relevant. Every entrepreneur says, I'm working hard. When is the money
going to come? So there's that, because I know,
guys, if you got the same question, let us know. When is the money finally gonna come? Because isn't it amazing? Because as entrepreneurs who work with this divine love energy and who want to make a difference in the world, we invest so much in our personal growth, so much in programs and books and learning and seminars. And then we take the tools, we take action, we write the books, we get the programs, we do the websites, we do everything the mentors tell us, and still the money doesn't come in.
Yes.
All right. So that's a very, very relevant question. So pick a bottle.
Okay. All right.
Pick a bottle, guys. Let us know which one you're drawn to.
All right. So
any of them. Go right to the top, scan all the way through, because I can pick up for you. Right?
Okay. Good. That opens my options a lot.
I'll pick it for you.
You mean I'm not restricted to the bottom row?
No.
Woohoo! How liberating is that? Love it. Okay. Okay, saw this one first.
Oh, excellent. Pop it on there for me, wherever you like.
Okay. We're going to put that right there.
Okay, excellent. So bottle 32, it's called Communication.
Okay.
And it's green at the bottom and it's royal blue at the top.
Yes.
Right? So this one always answers the question why the money's not coming in. and it's simple. Marketing. Marketing, and this is where entrepreneurs do fall short as well, is you really need to get advice and support or mentoring on how to market this properly, because that bottle is, I use it as marketing, because whenever I do when I've done workshops with corporates, with businesses, It's always the marketing manager who picks that bottle because it's about communication. Green is the color of the heart.
Okay.
Blue is the color of the communication and the third eye, which is that visionary and communicating how you feel. Good marketers do well if they sell something they love because it comes from the green of the heart.
Right.
Which you will do well because you love who you are, you love what you do, you love what you're offering. So you've already got that in place. But very often the 32 comes up and says you need to get a little bit of advice, and it needs to be a man.
Oh, okay.
You need to get advice from a male energy. Blue is a male energy.
Okay.
And this is somebody who knows how marketing works, who understands an area, an arena you don't know, you're not an expert in yet. You will become an expert in it, but you need to find somebody who knows how to navigate the waters of marketing. And learn from them, and what you do is just do everything they tell you. You know my motto, say yes and turn up, right?
Right.
Just say yes to whatever they say, give it a go, and then see where it takes you, and then tweak and adjust as you go along. But the key for you is going to be how you are marketed. So it's going to be your profile, your branding, your unique message, and when you've got that in place, the money will come. So for you, my darling, the key, marketing, but it's got to be, it can't be marketing that you think you need. It's really got to be somebody who knows your industry, who knows your clients, who knows your market, who knows their specific needs, and that can hone you and tone you into that. Because you have this thing about wanting to be a speaker, wanting to be a public speaker, and being on stage. You're very comfortable on stage, you're good on stage. And a lot of people who get famous for that, they've actually had somebody tutor them, like you've had tutoring, but they also have somebody who says, this is the market, these are the people you want to put your proposal towards to be able to be a speaker with your book, of course. Your book's going to be important.
Right.
How does that sound?
That sounds amazing. And my mind is kind of buzzing because all of my mentors so far have been men.
Excellent. Yeah. With the marketing, again, a male energy.
So that's profound. That's very profound.
And the nice thing about it is if you open up, the law of attraction is just amazing. Whatever it is that your block is towards money, and you use the colors and you identify what it is, like we've done with you, the law of attraction has been listening. Buzz has been buzzing around you. All the spiritual energies around you. And all you have to go is say, yeah, I'm open to somebody. And then that person will turn up. The resources to pay them will turn up. There will be something that will happen that will hone you into that specific arena.
Yeah.
And to me, it's somebody that's got to come into your life this year, all right, before the launch, before the book goes out there, because he's going to come in and have you tweak a few things on the book, and I'm sorry to tell you that, but he's going to have you tweak a few things, which is just about honing in on making you the princess, and I'm being shown you with a crown on your head, tiara.
Yes.
It's all about you being marketed as a princess, not just like Terra, Tenacious Terra, but literally the princess who knows what she's talking about.
Perfect.
So it's somebody that's going to elevate your brand, elevate the way you present yourself.
Perfect.
Is that okay?
Yes, I love that because even the person who I'm being coached by or mentored by in my marketing right now for the book, it's a male.
Yes.
And it's online. It's through videos, video testimonials video online course. And he's amazing.
So that's great as a foundation, but I have a feeling there's a physical presence, somebody in Canada.
I love that.
That's going to step forward. Maybe they're even watching the show and they're going to go, I know what to do with you.
I would love that. Anybody who
let
knows.
Me help. Yeah, there is somebody physically that's going to have a physical presence. They have the title of a marketing expert.
Great.
All right. Open up to that. Okay, other questions?
That is.
And thanks for that question on money, by the way. It's very honest, very real.
That's sort of, that's where I've kind of been right at the moment, because everything that I want to do, the impact that I want to make, involves me speaking, involves me traveling, involves me going to different places to impact the world. I don't see my career as local
and stagnant and in localized.
Yes,
So how okay, Tara is married to the most beautiful man.
Oh, my Todd.
Hi Todd, if you're watching. What does Todd think about all this expansion and this book and this going to travel and make a global impact?
Brightens the crap out of him. But you know what? He loves me so much that he's on board with whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
As long as we can make it float, as long as it's feasible, he's there.
Wow.
And you know,
pick a bottle for Todd. Let's have a listen. Todd, we can have a little.
Let's have a little look.
Let's have a look.
Looky-loo for Todd.
Pick a bottle that's Todd. That you say is him.
That's Todd.
Oh my God.
That's Todd.
That's Todd. Bottle 36, Gateway to Heaven.
That's my Todd.
That's your Todd. It's amazing.
That's my Todd.
What's so great is 3 and 6 makes 9, and it's all about helping you reach completion and helping you end cycles and helping you see projects right through to the end. So Gateway to Heaven says he is holding open the gates for you to walk through. He's the one that makes sure that you're in the position to say, I want to walk through a gateway to a new beginning. I want to walk through a gateway to help other people. So literally he stands guard at the gates and he holds them for you and gives you that strong support so that you can be who you need to be. So Todd, shout out to you, darling. You are amazing. You are one of the glorious angelic gatekeepers on the planet for beautiful people like Tara, so you can go out and serve in a way you want to.
True. And he is the best at completing that circle.
Yes.
Because I must admit I'm not.
Are you a bit of a procrastinator?
I leave open circles all the time.
Yeah.
So he
holds you accountable.
He's the one that holds me accountable and says, no, you must follow through, you must do this, you must do that. Yeah. And he's great at that.
Yes.
And he does it in such a gentle way, in such a loving way.
Yeah. It's so beautiful that you're supported. I think all entrepreneurs with a vision, we need to know that that we have somebody, or we benefit so much when we have somebody at home and in a partnership or a family that gives us support. I know my Paul is the same.
Yes.
He's just amazing. He really holds the space that I can do the work I do.
Right.
And also holds me accountable, make sure that I do things. I'm going to be starting an online academy, right? So I'm going, I need a new computer and I need this and that. And I'm going, kind of, not kind of the budget I had in mind for the next couple of months with my business.
Right.
He says, rubbish, you just got to get it. And then he goes online and he looks for computers and he looks for things. And he says, you see, you got to have it. You got to make it happen. And it's like, okay. It's like he's the boss in the house now, It's
right.
like, I'm not actually the boss of my own business. So I love that your Todd does the same thing.
Yes, my Todd's more. He's actually, what he's actually done for me lately has been remarkable. He's actually pushed me away from all of these training courses, all of these things that I used to go to just for the sake of going.
Yeah.
Okay? In fact, the very last program I attended was yours.
I'm glad I got you in.
Yes.
Before you went no more.
But, I would go to a program and then another program and then another program and then another program. And we finally identified that I was going for the social aspect.
Yeah.
I wasn't really going because I needed the knowledge. Mm-hmm. There are umpteen programs in the world. Heck, there are umpteen programs in this city alone, in the GTA. And I could have my pick of programs if I had enough money to go to all of them. But I also have the knowledge already in me to do the work I need to do. And he's reinforced that.
Oh, well done, Todd. Thank you for doing that. I wish I wish a lot of people who are course junkies and they just kind of go out there and not actually take, because you need to take information on these workshops and on these seminars and the books you read and sit with it, integrate it, feel it, make notes as to what's relevant for you, and really start putting out a plan of action. Really, start putting down a business plan and lay down the blueprint,
right,
and actually make things happen. But I can very clearly see you doing that. There's nothing here in your reading tarot that says there's any hiccups here at all.
Right.
It feels you have all the support you need. You know exactly who you're writing your book for. Your foundation is in the tree of love. You're going to shine, girl. You're absolutely going to shine. So I have one last question for you.
Sure.
And that is to ask you which one of these bottles it's the most important. Which one really stands out for you? The G33, the Tree of Love. Yeah. Well, while you hold that, I'm going to give the audience their color message for the week. So for those of you who have picked number 1, so I'm going to just move these aside for a moment. So those of you who have picked number 1, you have picked Tara's pick of the week.
Yes.
And she picked Red Angel. Nice. Let me give you a little spray of that, Tara.
Sure.
Put that away for you down here.
Sure.
Just have a little smell. It's kind of like a clovey, like a Christmas smell. It smells like cloves. Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
It is.
So, sweetheart, this is a week. Red is about moving forward, about taking action. Things, if you have been procrastinating or putting off, actually making things happen. So I want those of you who've picked number 1 for the week to have a look at your to-do list, and I want you to pick 5 things that you keep putting off and putting to the bottom of the pile and not doing, and go and do them, okay? Because this is a week it's very necessary for you to pay attention to some of that backlog and some of the things that you haven't been doing. Visualize red around you. If you are a color mirrors person and you have bottles with you, spray the Red Angel. Give yourself a boost of energy so that you can actually have the energy to complete the tasks. How does that sound?
I love that.
Cool. Those of you who've picked number 2, you have picked our producer today, Shannon Fraser's pick of the week. And her color is indigo, blue indigo, and it's the dolphin bottle, all right? And the dolphin is all about play while you work. That's always one of the messages I give when this bottle comes up, but there's something a little bit deeper this week that I want you to consider, and that is to re-examine the blueprint of your business. Have a look at what do you put energy into that takes up so much of your time but yet doesn't bring you in money. Because we had that important question today, when do entrepreneurs make money? Very often when we have an aversion to earning money, we go and over focus on activities that we do that actually don't bring us money. So for you this week is sit down and honestly say to yourself, what earns me money, what doesn't earn me money, what earns me a little bit of money, and decide where do you want to put your focus from this time forward. All right, I hope that's useful for those of you who pick number 2. Right, and I hope that's useful, Miss Shannon. Then I've got the third one. Those of you who picked number 3, you've got my pick of the week, and it's yellow. So have a look how we've got the 3 primary colors, red, yellow, blue here, which is like a really strong foundation.
Love that.
All the colors are made from these 3 colors being mixed,
Exactly.
So it's like a bit of a rainbow out here today. So the yellow is the message that I feel for this week is this is a week where you actually have to. There's 2 things that come up. Yellow is always about have a bit of fun, relax, chill a little bit, all right? Yellow is that inner child going out to play, coloring in, doing some fun stuff. But also, again, for business entrepreneurs, because we really had this business theme with Tara here today, this is one that says that have a look at what stresses you. Have a look at what you are mentally struggling to do in your business. Maybe you're trying to create a website. Or maybe you're trying to do marketing, all right, and you're not an expert in it. You've got to say to the law of attraction, to God, to the universe, whoever you believe in, say, I can't actually do this. I'm now mentally so stressed trying to do something that I'm not qualified to do. And ask them to send you an expert so that that mental stress and anxiety can be relieved from you. So that's my message for those of you who've picked number 3 and yellow like me. So I'm thinking, what have I got going on in my business that I'm trying to do myself that I should be getting somebody else to do? I'm going to have a relook at my business too this week.
And I'm actually thinking about that too. For people like me who are cash strapped, who don't really have the ability to hire somebody, what about bartering?
Yes,
what about exchanging your skills for their skills?
Yes.
You know, hiring a student.
Yes.
There are
an intern even, yes.
An intern.
Yeah. But there is something I want to add to that. It's great that you think that way, but there is another way. Is the universe is full of magic, you know, and we had this wish bottle starting our day today, the wish bottle. I'll just bring it back in again. We had the wish bottle that said, make a wish and things can happen, magic happens. So very often if we tell God, we tell the universe how to solve one of these problems, all right, and we are controlling it, God isn't. So the idea with the wish energy is to say to the universe, well, I need somebody to come and do a website for me. I can't do websites. Knowing and understanding the universe knows what's in your bank account, what's not in your bank account.
Right.
And knows who to bring forward to you to match whatever you are capable of doing.
Right.
So you don't even have to go looking for it. It will just magically turn up. I promise you that's how it works.
Right.
That's how the wish colors work as well. Just wish it. And while you wait for the magic miracle to happen, go have a cup of tea.
There you go.
That's how it works. Did you
love
like
cups of tea.
Exactly. Well done, darling. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Please share it in your groups and your timeline over the upcoming week, because every time we pop it back on the news feed, somebody else can be inspired by the message that Tara has and that the color mirror system offers us through the lens of color. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
this
you.
has been really fun.
Thank you. And thank you, Shannon, for producing. You're an angel.